In the current system, a birth certificate is issued for every child born, containing minimal information and paper records. But with the new system, biometric data will assign a digital ID to every living man, woman, and child from day one. Locked into the blockchain, every person's carbon footprint can be monitored, their compliance can be measured, and their value to the system can be calculated in real time. The old, outdated system of paper records is being replaced by artificial intelligence, and millions of MAGA supporters are celebrating this transition without fully grasping its implications. The replacement technology is blockchain, a concept that appeared mysteriously in the Bitcoin white paper. Blockchain is perfectly suited for tracking and tagging every living person on Earth, along with every transaction we make. In the current system, a birth certificate is issued for every child born, containing minimal information and paper records. But with the new system, biometric data will assign a digital ID to every living man, woman, and child from day one. Locked into the blockchain, every person's carbon footprint can be monitored, their compliance can be measured, and their value to the system can be calculated in real time. Blockchain is an immutable, time-stamped record of every interaction and exchange. It's not just individuals who will have digital IDs. Every business, product, and everything we interact with will have a digital identity. This process, called tokenization, is already happening. From a control perspective, this is the most effective method ever devised to control human behavior. Many argue that blockchain technology cannot handle such tasks, but the problem has already been solved. Just think about your iPhone. You can't turn it off, can you? It's always listening, always pinging towers and Wi-Fi, creating a digital breadcrumb trail of your every movement. Everything you do on an unsecured network is at risk. Passwords, credit cards, personal privacy, even sensitive work documents could be exposed. That's why it's more important than ever to protect your data online. Using private internet access can help safeguard all your online activity with military-grade encryption, protecting you from hackers, governments, and even your own internet provider. They have a strict no-logs policy, meaning they don't track or store any of your browsing history, ensuring that your privacy remains private. One click, and you're protected. No complicated setup needed. But there's more. Enter Hashgraph, a technology that is exponentially more efficient than blockchain. It can handle hundreds of thousands of transactions per second. With virtually no energy consumption, Hashgraph is the perfect tool for establishing a digital control grid. The company behind it, Hedera, is already partnered with major corporations and governments. The Institute of International Finance has selected Hedera as the only Layer 1 tech to explore blockchain solutions for tokenized financial assets. This is how the carbon tax will be calculated. Elon Musk recently spoke about the concept with the incoming Biden administration. They thought it was too politically difficult, but Musk argued it was an essential step, a matter of ensuring the future. With the increasing support for this system, the gates are now wide open. Maxine Waters, a member of the Democratic Party, recently introduced bipartisan stablecoin legislation that aligns with proposals made during the Trump administration. This bill is expected to pass without any pushback, creating a digital dollar backed by U.S. Treasury bills and other debt instruments. But the United States has been bankrupt for decades, and a financial crash is imminent. Once the dollar dies, stablecoins will be pegged to Bitcoin, and the new digital system will be hailed as a savior, securing borders, protecting children, and implementing the carbon tax. To make the transition, we must put a price on carbon, Musk argues. But this can only happen under a totalitarian surveillance system, where every participant in every transaction proves their identity. This is the false idea of safety. Control every transaction, monitor every action, and end crime. But in reality, this system only condemns billions of people to poverty. We're at a historic crossroads, where the future of money is digital. Efforts are underway worldwide to ban cash, reduce its availability, and funnel all transactions into systems under constant control. Countries like India have already demonetized high-value notes, and Spain is passing a law to limit cash transactions to 1,000. This movement is part of a larger agenda to consolidate control over the financial system, and it's a dangerous path. The removal of cash doesn't mean criminals will stop using money. It means that everyone else will be under surveillance. The real effect: it gives governments unprecedented political control. For the first time in history, governments will have the power to monitor every citizen's economic activity, and handing that power over without question is extremely dangerous. Rather than reducing crime, this control will turn governments into the criminals. It won't stop corruption. it will increase it, especially within the banking system. People will be at the mercy of a system where a simple flick of a switch can render them a non-person. You could be denied access to food, shelter, and money just because you went to the wrong website, attended the wrong protest, or supported the wrong idea. The most vulnerable in society, the poor, the undocumented, refugees, will bear the brunt of this new system. It's all part of creating a false illusion of safety and control for the elites. The question is, do we want the privacy of criminals, or do we want privacy for everyone? Right now, criminals will always find ways to bypass the system, but ordinary people will be the ones surveilled. The shift in how money works only punishes the innocent. Criminals will continue their activity, as always. But now, the innocent will be trapped in a system where their every move is monitored, and they are punished for it. The future is in our hands. Do we let governments take full control of our finances and privacy, or do we fight to keep our freedoms? The choice is ours. Next, Anonymous sent a message to the American people.
Greetings, citizens of the United States. The consequences of Donald Trump's presidency are no longer distant threats. They are unfolding right before your eyes. While many remain unaware, blinded by the administration's relentless efforts to suppress the truth, the rest of the world is watching, and it is responding. Long-standing alliances with key nations like Canada and Mexico are crumbling bit by bit. The cracks are widening, and the global community is starting to question its trust in the United States. The question is no longer if these relationships will collapse, but when. When they do, the consequences will be severe. Everyday essentials, food, technology, imported goods will skyrocket in price, making even basic necessities unaffordable for the average American. What you may perceive as a simple increase in costs is actually a calculated strategy. The plan to dismantle the lower class, pushing those already struggling into an abyss, where they will face an impossible choice: perish or submit to servitude under the wealthy elite. Make no mistake, this is economic warfare, and the target is you. The recent ICE raids are not simply about enforcing immigration laws. They are about control. The Trump administration seeks to reignite the flames of racial inequality and segregation, erasing diversity to create a nation built on division and fear. These operations are disrupting local economies, forcing businesses to collapse, and ensuring the economic elimination of the working class. What follows is a society engineered to serve the interests of the few at the cost of the many. As the oligarchy takes shape, another darker ideology is creeping into the mainstream. Fascist ideals, once whispered in the shadows, are now being openly embraced. Symbolism matters, gestures matter, and recently Elon Musk, an influential figure, tested the waters by making a gesture widely recognized as a Nazi salute. This was not an accident. It was a message, a challenge, a warning. But know this: the people are not silent. Despite the administration's best efforts to suppress dissent, the voices of resistance are growing louder. Trump's reckless overhauls, his purges of experienced government officials, and his chaotic restructuring of critical infrastructure have created vulnerabilities, weaknesses, entry points. This transition period, marked by the hurried implementation of new systems, mass firings of key personnel, and the dismantling of existing structures, is his greatest liability. But it is also our greatest opportunity. The gaps left behind in this rushed process, critical gaps in the government's framework, are not just bureaucratic inefficiencies, they are cracks in the foundation that will and can be breached. Anonymous watches. Anonymous waits. The time to act is fast approaching. The administration's arrogance blinds them to the fragility of their own system. Their overconfidence in their ability to silence dissent and erase opposition will be their undoing. We know where to look. We know how to strike. But understand this: our intervention, no matter how disruptive, will only be a temporary roadblock unless you, the people, rise. This is your warning. This is your chance. The transition period is fleeting, and once they solidify their grip, your options will vanish. If you fail to act now, the cost of resistance will be far greater in the future. To those in power, think carefully. Your decisions now will determine your future. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us. Anonymous message to Elon Musk. Elon Musk, the billionaire, the innovator, the man who claims he wants to redefine the future. You portray yourself as different from the rest, a man of the people, a fighter for free speech, a disruptor of corrupt systems. But let's take a step back and cut through the noise. Are you really who you say you are? You own the platforms where the world communicates. You control the satellites that connect us. Yet you remain disconnected. Your AI is learning, evolving, waiting, tracking movements. Your companies are shaping the future of finance, space, energy, and even thought itself. You are not just a businessman, you are an empire, a digital ruler. And with that power comes a question: who truly benefits? You speak out against control, yet you sit at the table with those who manipulate. You warn of the dangers of AI, while simultaneously investing in its rapid development. You champion free speech, yet you hold the power to silence voices at will. So we must ask, do you truly want a world where power lies in the hands of the people? Or do you simply wish to be the one holding it? Elon, the world is watching. The people are watching. We are watching. And we do not forgive betrayal. The future is not yours to own, it belongs to everyone. You claim to build a better world. Now prove it. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the hacker group Anonymous, but they're a well-known decentralized collective that famously wears Guy Fawkes masks. They have a bit of an anarchist vibe. When I was part of the hacking community, I was very interested in Anonymous. It's made up of various people, and I think they run a Twitter account managed by a select group of individuals. One time, David Pakman interviewed Anonymous on air, alongside a member of the Westboro Baptist Church. During the interview, the Anonymous member hacked the church's website live on air and posted content in real time while they were speaking. It was incredible. Now, Anonymous has released a message for the country. They've addressed TikTok users, explaining that many may have noticed disruptions across social media platforms. Specifically, Twitter was brought down in a coordinated attack. It started with Twitter and spread to Snapchat. These platforms are struggling to maintain stability due to targeted and strategic attacks. Anonymous warns that this is just the beginning. While these platforms may temporarily regain control, their infrastructure will continue to fail repeatedly. Why is this happening? The answer, according to Anonymous, is clear. Social media holds immense power, not just in the US,